FM 104.3. Who to me take?
Kabila say anyode. Also nye dia no pay we bie book. Wo chira de na 40.2 nsa.
Chama general.
Adi asem.
Oh, ayi Miss Ralph.
Miss Ralph.
Niema mienu.
Ba ko ne sen.
Ba ni say connect crampo. The edi kan no last week.
Ne edi kan se me ma akwa ba.
Me gas.
Ne edi kan sa liturgicals ba na akwa ba.
Yeah.
Run.
Santana was studio.
Mo them. A positivity.
Hey, wow we do.
Last week my home.
I showed that ogani. On the moving one.
Don't be news as mama dana incredible there. Ejuma sun kubi bo kodo da mebre na o ye wuri bukuja.
Okay.
Na what to say from the dam kubi. Na amama maze we fa na me reverend ka say. It's about shoulder. I'm say rather tatala benisheshi show them no bia manguti but me ta shaba shande
ye ma akwaba
eja
woko
aduma and pay yeso ni aso
na kwabra ma fe serious am
Chama general
kwabra ma fe
na what say na ye di nkomo kakra fa say mfanse pem ho ma me koka say edin kwabutwe no the no di kan o ye omo president Jacob Wilson say ni din ma obi to man say minimi lemu say me amini apani fire
to man
Chama jena
kwabra ma fe
mikuta enwoma be se me nsan wa ha di kan mfanse pem in the making of Ghana no Troy ye friend no Professor Albert Aduboy.
Yeah.
Oko page 113. Kwame, me kan hon mutew. Or say, finally, as Tinkran has shown, the Kwabotwe Hill on which the school stands today was a gift from the society, which was taken from part of the estate bequeathed in perpetuity to the society by Kwabotwe alias Jacob Wilson Say, first president of the society. From all this, then there is no reason to doubt the authenticity of the Gold Coast leaders' report. Blah blah blah. Tama General. Then I go to the article that Professor Dubois references here. It was written by one Samuel Tinkran. Na mene obi mfumo okunini amenu medin ho komo kakra em say within the Historical Society of Ghana omo aye respect omo power back no or publish article the founding of Mfansepem 1905 to 1908 in the transaction of Historical Society of Ghana December 1974 na kwa me de oka wo hon munie e wo page 169 o say the impression one gathers from Bartels, the roots of Ghana Methodism, is that Mfansepem was founded by a group of gentlemen who were unconnected with the Aborigine Society or any other organization. Mfansepem, however, figures prominently in the archives of the Aborigine Society. The school now stands on Kwabotwe Hill. Kwabotwe, alias Jacob Wilson Say, was a wealthy concessionaire and the first president of the Aborigine Society from 1897 till his death in 1902. In his will, he bequeathed part of his estate in perpetuity to the society. Rents from the estate, which in a year amounted on average £350, were used in financing Mfansepem in addition to the other sources. Chairman General, now Osaite publication bi a no 1909, the Gold Coast leader on 12 March. Again on March 28. Then National Archives of Ghana, Cape Coast. No, ama you know hon munti.
Ne kwakwa ne say.
Magnus Rex Dankwa, the Mfansepem dream, and also Nansaya or try and share and chair. And now, on also publish it, page 10. Enti dia me ka ya na me ka dia.
Enya
me imagine na.
When historians
Yes.
mislead students of history, that is how it ends. Because hearsay, there's a cultural book. Well, and that's Kwame. Say, Echo Adosu, Kwame.
Yeah.
Echo Adosu was
Eastern region.
Echo cross Afram. You see this huge rock. Was so. It's clear. CNN Krapo will use in their tourism adverts. And your archaeological and anthropology department will use University of Ghana.
Yeah.
Abadi Obani then I didn't know one, and they had discover how it came about. And these are one of those things. Mr. Say politicians need more Ghana. Most of our history books in Yago Yuzama. Kwaboyi is not Kwaboche, he's Kwabonyi. Kwabonyi is from a citizen of Anmabu. In the Oya Pawine Tapa, this symbol only the Pawine tree and the pot. Because there is that history behind it there. Orofo
Abedian.
No pay. No, but 12 pots of gold. Most of Cape Coast assassin, Echo baby Emintimati, the palace near what you call Wesley Gaza, old Tete Wesley Gaza, or when you are Kwabuniza.
Hey, no, Oscar.
He was the first say Maza Musa in a year Ghana, Kwabunino Oscar. Until what is it then? P. Cape Coast. Kwaboche. Oh yeah, a hunter. Magade. Oh yeah, me if you family in the Ponizin.
Oral history, right?
Yes, or your Konini. When you go to Cape Coast, you get it there. Or your Koninya in Chenasway was a hunter. Nasway Bia only present day Kwaboche war administration block. Aya no good baby. History
now oral history na historian say you know what
the people are there, the families are there in Kano in China gwai ahinzi ebusion wo mu no ye kona ebrazi na trouble be ma kona for what won masisia ebrazi fu no wo kita gwai ahinzi.
Clifford they say tell Kabila yo yajatum. Let's move on. That is from Clifford. Nana Hesioji says, Dr. James Kwabena Bonfe, oh, that be da. By the way, ask Alote Jacobs, with all his knowledge, why wouldn't he write a book since he claims people are distorting history? Educated fisherman, please write. Nana Hesioji. Well, those who have written, he is disputing. Ain't he? I guess the jury is still out at this point. Because that means Kabila Bakane, it will cement and seal everything.
We have always known
and Magnus Rex.
We have always known the Kwaboche as Kwabonyi. Not Kwaboche. We have always his name, as we have all known growing up.
It's Kwabonyi.
Kwabonyi. Oh no, so there you are brofos. We eat akukwa we in bones. Now brofo no what that
reference no strange. Always Kwabonyi.
Kwabonyi. That's Jacob Wilson say.
Yes.
Kwabonyi.
Kwabonyi. What Kwabrochiri?
I mean, is the school sitting on a land that the man gave to the Aborigines? Right, protection.
That is true.
We have no difficulty about that. So it is the reference. The Kwaboche name reference to Jokabrosen say is the problem here.
Good.
That the name is Kwabonyi.
So we put all the
Kwabonyi.
Yes. Kwabonyi.
What is your source?
Not Kwaboche.
What is your source?
And the family
the local place where the man himself I say what is your source?
One chon baby.
The man himself, his family, if you go, that's the name we have always known him for. I wasn't say
now Kabila who Nyelika who Prempeh College.
Only Robert Gardner. Former
GBC.
No.
Robert Gardner, yes.
Auntie Robert and papa.
No, papa. Oh yeah. maybe Africa.
Gardner, yes, Robert Gardner.
Wunya, Wofi Asafra.
Yo.
Well, you have the history.
Check. Who call Prempeh College?
Yes.
Osaka Wesley College. We are Sanaoba University of Cape Coast.
Kwame, no.
Omo ti ho no.
Kwame,
Almost-
I'm working on the history of Prempeh College.
Enu nya asem.
I'm telling you the connection with Infansipim. There's a serious
Of course, na say Infansipim Prempeh College.
It is also that is partly not correct.
The man was in
There's a connection.
Reverend,
Yes.
Reverend.
But it was not Infansipim that came to set up Prempeh College.
He didn't say that.
We have a connection.
listen-
Okay, I am near setting
And
one.
you're never.
I agree.
Yes.
But
What is your
Reverend S.M.
challenge?
Pearson came to Infansipim
Yes,
from
to set
Wesley
up-
College.
No, I'm
Did you
saying
know
that
that?
he left Mfanzipim and
No.
came to set up.
Yes. He was
Prempeh College.
specially invited, and there's a reason to that.
It's
Kwame
your
Ebuka
route,
himself
your
before
route
Prempeh.
goes to Mfanzipim.
Oh yeah, Prempeh
There's a
the
link.
second or inviting.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
man.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The rules are there. Yes, it is true.
It's-
Even the
wha-
first
wha-
50
wha-
students,
what is your problem?
the entrance exams was conducted by Infansipim.
Exactly.
But they were not Infansipim students.
Oh.
So those ones are
Today
there.
you are
Okay, shall we therefore confer the title Kwabonyi James Kwabena Bonfe?
But Bami, there
Yes.
are a lot of idea. Yeah, they care Kwabonyi. Oh yeah, no
Kwabonyi,
brofo.
yes.
Not to Brofim.
Also, I saw the Wusu Kumo.
Yeah,
I didn't hear the book.
Oh no, that was
Number of ni.
Number of going. I saw the ship Nurutu. The
man
was
said
the
me-
first harbor. Cape Coast Castle one was the first harbor.
Kwabonyi has his account on this. He say.
Oh, I mean you don't know king.
Oh no, Kwabonyi number of ni.
Egbert Fable. Nakasa Kro Canyon. Also, I saw the Irisu Kumo, but I did not hear the Bunkam.
Yeah, Egbert, you there?
I never hear the
You there, Egbert, to Sufi?
I never hear.
I never hear the bungam.
Now see that.
Wusu,
but-
you want the bow.
That ship the routine.
No bungam.
No bungams. I didn't hear bungams.
Kwabonyi number of ni.
Ọkọ Queen Elizabeth ní table wo jíjí sùn lọ sí you are brothers. Wò yí ìtàkùkọ àwọn inú bòsì.
To be fair, Tinkwan recognizes that name as well for him.
I saw.
Oh, you see that's even where the
Okay.
talent comes out.
Kwara.
No, your war.
Kwara.
Empower.
Maxwell Kofi Juma.
Yes.
Also, let's also remember that oral history
Yes.
can also be distorted.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But when the families
Absolutely, and that is why
when
you
the
need-
families are there.
You run
Ewa.
a number of things. Kwame, but talking about this. Are we on air? Talking about this. Senior Magnus Rex Dankwa. Wait, Mestre Ministry of Youth and Sports for any Abamu penny for so mutemia.
That-
That Modena Ako we court no. Mohana Mon settle.
Kwara,
You're hurting the man.
asem no kota yenya no
I
ha.
just said
I will kota yenya ne sa. The fact that
is in court doesn't mean it cannot be settled.
but the fact that you're very close to him doesn't mean that you should use my station as a court. And you know that. So at this point you are assuming no, at this point you are assuming per what you have said. So omodenka.
Ministry no ko ka say.
Ain't you giant?
And this
Asam na ministry no wo court no. Munhwe na mun.
One friend was at.
One shall anya judge na be settle
Yes,
am.
sir. Na court no
as a man platform here. Kwame Amemam Kwame use who platform in French Dr. James Atuli. Chief Executive Chairman and CEO of JL Properties, leading estate developer in Ghana. Nanama Abrefili CEO for Beauty Plus.
Interesting. Listen to this one. The real name of the man was Jacob Wilson Say.
Yeah.
Because of his jokes, he became Ensen Kwabonyi. That's Kwabonyi. Kwabonyi. Ensem Kwabonyi.
He became.
Okay, Patrick, thank you very much. Jacob Wilson Say.
I brought Emeritus Professor Albert.
And
the making of Ghana.
But emeritus no did he hear the bunkams? Or he also saw the Erisu Kumo? He didn't hear the. If I say that, he never heard the bungam.
He documented the bungams.
No, he saw the Erisu Kumo, but he never heard the bungams. Hey, I be favor me that, and then they may home baby as me.
Why my get this is what's that? Motor school no when you have your forest school initial forest was this big stool standing on top of a big tree without singing. Come on, someone.
Okay, so Kwaboche in the news as always. Kwaboni's English. Benum's condoris odumpurism. It's one man's meat is another man's poison. Oh, I'm awful. So the since you someone came now was the channel.
We can try to give you a Mugabe.
Asembia near there. To say, Nyonka Bia, Yabeka Zono. Oh, I saw the issue come on. I'm happy.
He's left a legacy in Cape Coast. Oh, what done pa. It means Martin then who grapples were Dana.
But then
the palace, the Cape Coast Palace.
It belongs to him.
It belongs to him.
Interesting.
High Court, yeah, or Cape Coast, or your Naniza. Methodist Book Depot, and there was a Prudential Bank, or your Naniza.
Really?
Oh, what them, Papa?
Then he saw the bunkams.
Yeah, he saw the bunkams.
No, he saw the Risu Kumo. But he never had the book.
He used the bunkams to make the bunkams.
Now, how old was he? Anybody has an idea?
No, I don't think so.
Now,
he died in 1902.
At age, or it's not recorded?
Yeah, it's not recorded. But
children,
the description of him, a wealthy concessionaire. A wealthy concessionaire.
So they know him dead that time. No,
pass as he.
You know, he was.
And he adopted a lot of slaves.
And he wasn't educated?
He wasn't educated.
Not educated.
A lot of slaves.
Not lettered, you mean?
Yes, he was educated.
In
the affairs of their even the myth about the gold he went to find now.
The man was not an educated man.
But you'll be it would be nice to do some history on him, eh?
No, Aborigine Society Fanti Confidence the bay. Until lawyers are all Cape Coast in all the lawyers in Cape Coast. I only want me about
Oh, it's interesting. Come now, you're going to be so. Obviously, when who in your campaign team now abandon. Also, not all chain there, Oben Woodin or campaign, but anyway, we'll come to that. O party or parliament, about Macy.
Ozikama, Mincho, some Kokrokoo, Minchia, waiting for and pim, and can't feel man to move. Na Kwame penyin bi oche we free oche we dwuma bia sam amba na no kakan de equally na fills the shoe even though not fully na engineer now sounds you very very senior banking official and now sounds you law lecturer or several faculties.
Nipakwe.
Engineer. Now, all your lectures or law lectures or Ghana School of Law. Or wage me power 10, Papa.
Medana say.
And then pay engineer Dana for Esquire. I would read Kokrokoo, mature, some Kokra. Now, Kwame, Nida, maybe say, or the man who didn't made just a sentence. Man who didn't ya baumia.
7th
February. Kwame.
Into sentence, who ne fi yanko.
Wa ma here Bible.
And when the erase time.
Wa ma here Bible.
Sentence, who see an yanko Bible.
Sentence. Wa ma here Bible, wa ma here Quran. Ono no man or the suma throughout the year and the years ahead. In terms of what room. Hey, men check Kokrokoo.
Kokrokoo.
Kokrokoo. I say I go about. Last week, where Dodge? No matter.
Elakabo.
Oh,
na meteu Jordan. Jordan good ari adwumanara na always dem ma okodo wo omayim offer high places na nigga ka wina ozinka bo we through ansana ufon do ansana bia
ti geja ndara Kokrokoo Kwame Kofi no the nisan onene bi odisi wall ho no the niti to mbano de na ma also no phone man enyama na ono Kokrokoo bagede grapevine he pass over
information of your high places
Kokrokoo back interception
we phone do no ba iti yeguda he nyina yete na Kwame ezirebo tugo de ma na mo na kaka ho de atete sama they're fantastic. I mean, you can't beat to it. You can't beat Kwame to it. At the system, and so I what at the system, I don't know here or dying ba or ya no kwa.
Menam na metete.
That's right. The majority painful what you when you parliament and sisa ya wa ba na da wa ba. Na mum oya da is no poppy or ya at the system. Emma bubo bodina oye ho a wo paja ho ma akosoro na ho so a wo gina nchen enti ina kwa me we bogu fond so de na o chere ma odema orbayin ma obaka nsa so yin de oye Jordan party niti o share enti ne yim de oye zari na ye agenda no okanwa a wo ba firm up enti ene da baya nona no num bi numu na Kwame video bi a roje him oya first deputy speaker honorable Osewusu
Joe Wise
yes Joe Wise na majority members bi jenyan nchi a onye insantrofo ehia or kan together ma nwa atiti biara ma obia wa banaso biara offer there what say ai majority won leadership nsese bi aban won bontungu na onya no kwa na da ho angasa da woya members onye da wa bopo na won dwino ho so kra not in their contemplation the bibi dam obesi na wo oye jedi mapa wo leadership ho mu it is na eba assembly ma
international also or respond to atism
no ma pacha da wo man fa nye aduma kwa onya da nwa abo nwa kam da bibi da mpo besi enti oya na kakra da oya da orike na yemfa nye aduma na da clash bi was there a move partly two and more bi dam was the agreement to go there the man sanorba and a majority for so one jintum another bibi dam enti da ma so me tin oya minya kakra oya matete kakra we have never had a situation like that the yawo president Kufuor ya the opposition 8 years ni na say leadership process very smooth ni na so mami the woyan at the party level because Kwame the man bring na as regional secretary me opportunity na me member of national council so moko national council the decisions in ya na parliamentary representation parliamentary party na so you no representation we both at the executive committee level and then also at national council nti hihye bia moko do parliament was ba na ma party ni ti so wadwen so was ko parliament nti there has never been a time bibi aba oya we are not in support or we haven't heard it. Not as I can recall. So be what the man on to remind them that it doesn't. Why are we getting to this point?
What's going on?
Only that I mean, a year or so ago, and this for 1 year, BB Dama says they are feeling the pinch of what they did. Ye, how no do ye? Oh yeah, Muntaka, you want you 200. A Juma, why you now what kind of way traitors to cry what the count was
one get out of here.
Get out of here, Mamache. Now says ya come cassa out the hot my word, you know. And see, so be now what you Orishwa. Man paying for kind of Sansu. This was the home, Mamache. And see, we don't have to get to this point. And see, why me? Mamusume win. Na more in some the party boat on the mountain. Na onkama there, Bibi Daman obey handsome. Na ma all the other to kwem that to kwem o sa na mo him onu no so ma owura alaji ba omia other bro man kasa onyo man akasa onu na odo ye hejuma ya the mabria captain 7 December yamina da room ya bo to abanti kwame one sentence na chi mu ma ho nyina da ko ba omia ne kasa no bisama kakra mo yin
Kwame, any comments
On which matter?
Kwame na can answer.
Dabi Sanya ayi everyone saying.
You
Say no I'm saying Kwame last week no am TV say now but largely name say you can do come
the issue of racial.
No, I'm talking about mercy or parliament enra.
Nti chairman general last week no ye wa ha no obo parliament de no so na me kan bi fa ho say
as far as last week,
yes.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the ministerial reshuffle,
yeah,
he brought
I mentioned there was something like that in the office.
Diabolo, now we are. Chairman General, if he say Parliament, there no, there ma koye bibi kakra na be fra last week. They now they can no Mimi aba Lydia
Sarah Malasan
say no whip a majority ho and anaya man ministerial appointment enti ma nkomodie no koye say ye whip a free friend saying parliament ba executive mu a ni dibre na wo parliament ho no ensachaye beba mu ana na ensachaye beba mu a ebe affect the entire leadership of the house ana na chairman general no mienu uhwe mu a sesia ye kasa no ewom se na ewo omo minister omo party neck meet no onkoye no na em se na wa agenda so ana meboa
sana mate
ana item
but oman discuss it.
Thank you me nim die ntia but de metumi aka nyina ho nyina ne se uhwe omo national MPP for constitution any parliament standing orders any national constitution na kwame nsachere kakra bam enkan no na yemu binum de na efi se de na omo practice no wrong but na ebinum so fi se eno ye right based on say the na standing orders no account no but there's a new standing order kwame am your copy o ha I take effect from January 2 2024 now uko enumu a em say order 6 our ma interpretation of terms I use for parliament no or say in this case a majority caucus means the members of the party or parties that have the largest number of seats in the house which majority leader now say means a person a member of parliament designated by the majority caucus.
Designated by the majority
caucus as their leader in the house. Majority caucus no cannot be people outside the house. Eye one no ma etifie wono e na won betena se aye enti wo hwɛ eno na bakosem a me kai say me wo fa asedu nketiamo omo koye recent changes wo omo side no me kan wo ha asem wo ha say de omo ye no me gidi ye pa say ye mra pon na nim no they were wrong.
But do they represent themselves?
I mean, they represent constituencies.
Constituencies on whose
elected on the ticket
on whose ticket?
Yes, on the ticket of parties. But Kwame, there's clarity here. On the ticket of the party doesn't mean say just the party no ebeka say wo munye bia necessary wo ye. And now me nkyere mu say party no kase we yi member of parliament bia di na it will not automatically lead to a by election.
Really?
Member of parliament no kase onu muma jai party no and lead to by election. We need to get that distinction clear.
Are you saying say omo hono omo representing political party?
Kwame me ntiase mu ene yamamra no. De yamamra no kire ene say ye to abayi eye Joseph Kuma e wo Kintampo North. Me mantoma ba ma no. Kwame mantoma ba ma no ene nkire say ono wini ye with the majority of Kintampo North for against me minority vote no and say on representing me. In fact, many didn't come here. This I was as I saw representing me interest. If it's me any constituent. And this all say NDC for working Tampo North from Kwana or Kwako Jino Manemu and I say NDC national headquarters, the Open Kwana or Kwako, it's your Manemuaya. No, what tea? They may pass me channel no. And you are told about you on the ticket of parties, but they don't represent those parties in parliament. They represent their constituents. And the and sabi nyamia dom the new standing orders here dia breye ewo parliament na ye nyina ebe nya ahotoso se nsachire bi beba ewo fie hono mu a eye wo mu ekuo no mu ma anase in this case no wo mu a eye mrahye badwafo ewo fie hono a wo mu nyina don ekuo ba kono wo mu ne betra se akire wo mu adwen se wenum ne yakanifo na Kwame sabi enye mu nya rem kakra se ye ne meni ankalote ne Kwame na me minister yete han mu Bombay ba na se ye nya full house yete han mu o se ya mu opese mu appoint ya yete han mu ye
leader
prefect and as a leader even though Bombay is the oldest. Yes, is a friend say primus inter pares here no o se only Father Dixon ne director sebi enye anisa o mako trade there is one mo choose am say me kwabrabo me na me leader among these people Kwame me kwa me reject me mpo amosi mu hye me sa de onyam no me ka say mesrem we de adabraka mo fam free me so because enya de ye that's the point. Say to me and free nipa ye wo fie anu ye
the party has an organic interest in
I agree. I don't have a problem with that. And I'm not saying
a Chinese
I agree. But the point is that the party cannot sit outside parliament and decide for members of parliament. It's wrong. No matter how much vested your interest is, no, you need to dialogue with your members.
Then okay, listen. Obi de Incredibia Bremitie, Tinkrawe, because you talked about you need to dialogue.
Yeah.
And also Chairman General Joe Oseusu said the press conference was held in response to social media and other reports and rumors. Is he ready to respond to every social media report affecting the majority caucus? To me, the press conference was unnecessary. Many of them that held the press conference, if you notice, had either lost at the recent primaries or have decided not to return to parliament. Maybe there's more to it than meets the eye. Francis Brakwa in Kumasi. Now you're talking about say in Kitahundie.
Yeah.
Adentina CBB sa more chairman, more general secretary, more other party elders. Adentina media.
And I say even I meeting now and
Monday.
And run a meeting.
Which one?
No,
the party one. That was Monday.
So just to some many way
yeah.
I don't know Omanko yes I been cheno Omanko Ken no a neck meeting.
But if that agenda had not been made available to them, that
no,
is part of what they were going to discuss.
And they didn't discuss it. So if it wasn't discussed, why bring it out to the media?
You invite them to go there?
No, I'm not.
No, Nyakabila Pache say Mukoho. it wasn't discussed. Yeah,
neck no.
Ain't he added a
That's the point.
Okay.
And of course, that parliament has a representation. Members of parliament, no, or more representation on neck.
Yeah.
So that's why the dialogue are not making. No, Chairman General, look, bottom line, the way we organize our political parties in our country, no, especially when it comes to governance. And now I'm saying your constitution, no, on case your party in government, there's no such thing. But which arrangement they were saying now, parties have a stake in who they sponsor to be elected as president, and largely, no, even more for members of parliament. And think kita hudia no nkoso ye dialogue kasa boko esankan abufuo na sabi ye dimrika ye ko social media ye dimrika ye ko press and I had a pack for meeting na omo ye. Then somebody asked a question that is even not before that committee, and then it is answered in a certain way, and the party runs with it to do press conference as if say it is fact in the House of Record. Yes, to your man I say. And not Chairman General.
But you see what and Rashibi does it tell you say be in Tawan Tawebi a war the MPP in Parliament and the party.
Me stretching to that point.
I'm Canadian. Because as at last week, you there Apanyo Markin of a majority leader.
Ona unim.
Oh, Kwame Nanim.
No question.
Okay.
My first time I'm saying Monday now in my Hinton. First time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But the Wednesday before, that was a week ago today. Last Wednesday.
Because I was in
you are not available. Ain't it? You there say ram. You there mama pat.
Papa me who can say no? Who can say me catch you?
Say
okay.
Kaimi.
I say, "O see ebe bana se nyema de atobo na mransa." I told you that. But I knew say, as someone now woka no, I had a copy of this standing order.
Well,
standing orders of parliament say, there's no way.
In teachers
say the MPP no, say on the kwakwa yes hadie no.
Anyway,
is it now operating?
It's not clear. It's operating. It started operating January 2nd.
This year,
2024. Oh, okay. General, just additional information and send a message from. Okay, say NDC for okay say omo party no, momo endorse ministers of state be no.
Yeah, sometime ago.
Nanu ya. I didn't see.
They went ahead.
So I'm just telling you that the idea about MPs say they are representing their parties, no, it is not correct. They represent constituencies. Yes, of course, they run on the ticket of parties.
This is not a good basis.
Yes.
So I have
to make that argument.
Evidence.
Kwabra.
You can't. I train for some member of parliament can defy it.
Kwabra, Mami Misa Bibi.
That is not.
Also, they represent constituencies.
Yes.
Why don't they go independent then?
Kwame, no, you need to understand the.
So I'm also telling you, me person with Bibi. A woman say, "Omu say, omu ye mrashi bejafo, Emma constituency."
Yes.
But party no, that vehicle, that vehicle, and a multiple realm, and they are saying so dear Ukuta.
Yes.
Into party needs to be few say, or no so has a stake.
Yes.
In what is going on. It is how could do.
Yes.
Now we're saying your party ne kano.
Yes.
Unfanye Juma.
Yes.
The party will look at you twice. And I make us say, "No, my energy say, Tawantawa, but your money party, and I'm not coming as my But the truth is that it is obvious.
That may also be conclusive.
Yes, there's a crack, big crack.
I mean, instead of concluding, it could also be said there's lack of communication.
Lack of communication shows cracks.
Not necessarily
poor communication.
Hey, Joe Oseusu, on your small boy, first deputy speaker. Solid guy.
Solid.
So for Joe Oseusu to come forward,
lead a press conference.
That he will lead a press conference and to debunk.
It still doesn't need to the point
that and Tawantawa knew there would have been easier channels of communication.
Yeah, no, me occasionally.
Today, Kwame na me peda me ka asem chewa minimum telephone number. If you want to go minimum, yeah. It's my better radio though.
Agree
with you. No,
in politics, there is always substitution by elimination, and that's precisely what happened. I mean, my memory.
Yes.
Me too.
Me advise the leadership of the MPP. The Orbe BBA. Maya won publish the midday Baumia or present in a campaign team and the midday Baumia or them something that is internal. And you
Catch him.
the press conference. Our Tunisian moment of truth was specifically geared towards Bawumia's presentation of his campaign team.
I'll come to that. You're taking me off.
No. I'm
remember,
not taking you off.
and I rewind Dodo, because we're coming to that with Kwame now.
Oh, remember.
Bruh.
And see, Ono was supposed to take the shine out of that meeting. 2, and then all of a sudden, there's a press conference by First Deputy Speaker. It also takes the beauty out of the presentation of that NEC meeting, and then one National Executive Council meeting, or presented them as now, Kwame, the Maji Aye argument in these two major political parties, and parliamentarians were independent of itself, and a party on you control over parliamentarians. When there's a gap, a boom there in some wonderful that will put something into the public space, then it creates confusion. Was there any letter to the majority caucus in parliament?
No.
There was no letter. Until you said then news item no fee. No, we are to Kenzie, we are a camp, more here. And open the money. It doesn't put the party in good light. The one that's a war prepare one towards an election. When you there, the main election, or you do and die for them, and or you do and die for the opposition party. Then you don't take chances. No, we'll be wasting more time. Nah, was I defend the indefensible? This is what has happened. And you see, the Joe Weiss in the press conference said that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a big giant in that parliamentary caucus. And so for him to have been the lead spokesperson, can say album of Mike Po or two to phone.
Oh my head.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Kwame Nasu Afiobi. When I next afin.
Yeah, quick.
Kweku say that press conference was politically tactless. Tactless. And potentially disruptive of the party's campaign cohesion and focus.
And see, he's on the same line with me.
That press conference was politically tactless.
Press conference by Joe
Weiss, yes. Also, that press conference was politically tactless and potentially disruptive of the party's campaign cohesion and focus. Ukweku. What? Same way Alote is talking.
This you are now going to repair the damage.
Repair the breach, repair the damage, restore confidence.
But is he in his statement? Is no man. Your wise in his statement. It's of substance.
Yeah.
But these things are said at the national executive or
committee level.
Committee level. Then you address the leadership. There, Charlie, the Maji you don't go for a press conference when knowing very well there. They are bringing some giants or some knowledgeable people or a battalion that can fight to break the eight for you people. Then you also go and stand there. Nebi said there, Ayozibi Wawa. Already na Kwame Nasuka the why you want reconciliation committees now? Quickly, no one bridge happen.
Kofi Bento,
Aye.
let the flag bearer run this show and don't mess with Central Region. There's no better person to lead in Parliament than Alex Afenyo-Markin. Apart from his demonstrated competence and loyalty, he's from the strategic Central Region. It's near impossible to lose Central Region and win the election. I can't understand why Afenyo-Markin's ascent will be resisted by persons on their way out. I really was thinking or thought Uncle Chairman Sabonsu will be gracious about this, leaving glory after his illustrious career in Parliament. It's not too late, Uncle Che. Please let Alex move up. Be the one to hand your seat to him graciously. If, as we suspect, the vice presidential slot will go to Ashanti region, then please, let's give Parliament to Central region with Alex Afenyo-Markin. I don't know what the flag bearer thinks, but I think this is the best way, and I hope everyone will listen to him and let him steer the ship. Kofi Bento writes.
This is taking on more eyes or more tentacles.
I told you, this is a press conference that, as Kokubaku said,
Govinela ono ofi bakano. Kofi Bento na ofi bakano.
Okay, hold on.
Kofi Bento.
Oya Fatum.
Kwekwe.
Kofi Bento's text has my vote.
Kwame. Is it not in the same line of speculation?
But why not?
No, but
speculation.
You are preaching against. No, but you see,
speculation.
The attack on Honorable Joe Wise.
Nobody's attacked.
No, nobody has attacked.
The questioning of his press conference on his cabinet attackless, is because he was responding to
social media.
Yes,
social media.
Kofi Bento, text your device is here. It's also
it's also fueling
with speculation from social media.
Now say press conference number.
I don't have a problem, but
a press conference number.
Let's say the principle. Let's say the principle.
A press conference number. Have you thought about that?
Yes.
And I'm making.
If the press conference hadn't happened yesterday, Kofi Bento may not have written this. I told you to say Fumaba.
Of course. I said it at first.
It is politically tactless.
I use the word dialogue, and I agree with Bombay's text. But what Kofi has done is doing the same as he's condemning
He's attacking
the press conference.
No.
Anyway,
Yeah, he used the word Central Region as a strategic region.
Oh, Master.
As in how one week.
Come not to Mama had the joke.
This regional thing, don't overplay it, Uncle.
It is not overplayed.
No.
Don't overplay it.
It's not overplayed.
It's not overplayed. Seriously.
You are talking about
no seriously.
Between now and 2025, January 7 is some time.
Obi ati na washeda other to public domain for people for discussions. Look, we do all this as our strategy. Sometimes you know, Charlie, there's going to be some why president in a reshuffle from last year. I got him there. Last year, don't say my Amagana. When you walk on the Germany or go, most Obenya, Akuza Magana forces. Oh, yeah, Kwame ni branch as he.
Me branch badi.
Branch as he.
Also, wala.
But Kofi Bento is being strategic. There, Nusu is adding, and as a matter of fact, if you are Nusu, if you are back, wo baby, no be ate, no you be there, no be a presenter as an ama, will be more what about social media.
No.
Osi.
He's making a claims there. Obi a take a decision be. Nah, you'll be
no. He's not saying there.
That's what the text said. Who in MPP or the majority caucus went to appoint Afenyo-Markin as the majority leader?
Who has said that?
So what is the basis of his text?
Who has said that?
But he has just said that.
No. Within the party structure, who has said that?
Nobody has said that. So, what is the basis of
no, but no, any suggestion there. He or junior educated fisherman. No, why
no, I don't think it is right. As much as I agree there, the first deputy
speaker exposing the
ought not
virtues
to have
of
done that
Avenue
in the press conference, I also don't think Kofi Bento's text is in good faith.
Oh, Charlie,
all right.
Kekegum shegum, niya ne yako.
Kekegum shegum.
That's all.
Kwame, empire in there. Party Botu and a mountain tam. Zande, Yanshini here. Sentiments be obezation. Ma Kofizi bai no kwandra. The Finfi manto ye here. Nanso obiso retire now no more how much do you bring to the table as a major and see the man no chede our retreat most of my retreat nina
oma crabo
oba party and see Emma saying that intentama Emma I can't recall the parliament in paying for what down ye the me be damada so be war them example not so about them here that from here, but all along as a party leader and going to National Executive Council and National Executive Committee meetings, yeah, is smooth. And see, another ma Joe Wise now what would we should not take it lying down. Na party and share in tantama said them na party no yeah, my been the wapera way. Eba kwana obotu mu afado a wonye dodo ni na domku dodo ni na bakasa obeye smooth say ya dam so na ote na samo wa be oye rumosa entantama wondum na anu jana mo hia pa Kwame mo hia pa nyima omampa na bezechira ono okita hia franka
mreba ho
yes
Kabila kweku bakwasa respondo
okay
Kofi Bento is not a member of the NPP. At least he is not an office holder of the NPP. Unlike those who held that politically tactless press conference.
Yes. So Bombay is not disagreeing with me, except that all my excuse that Kwame.
Mr. Your suggestion no so zero man.
Professor Ransford Jampo, I'll say Mimbisa Kwame na say we only doing our campaigning. Or say I am from Central Region.
Yes.
But I disagree with the regionalist view of Kofi Bentil on this. There should be more pertinent reasons for any change to the majority leadership of Parliament. The move should be initiated, discussed, and owned by the majority caucus.
Exactly.
I also agree that a simple phone call to clarify matters would have sufficed. The press conference was an overkill. Ransford Jampo.
Jampo, you have my vote.
Hey, people are voting today.
As Kofi had Kweku's vote.
Kweku's vote. Jampo has your vote.
Yes, you have my vote on this.
Jampo,
that is the way to go.
Jampo, I'm going to use our then.
Why then?
It's fine.
No, he's always proud coming from Praba Street.
So
no Praba Street war somehow. The be of Praba Street. On
Prabil Street.
Prabil. Sorry.
They come on the man or regionalist. That's not the point. Prabil Street or identify no one.
Prabil.
As somehow about the white can Mauba here about or your party no about money narrow.
Most about
the possible position.
Most about to go Viventel.
Kwame, my advice on this, my advice on this is
Mr. Medibamo.
Moon close to ranks. Minister, close your ranks.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's the way to go.
Dialogue with tolerance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Consensus building.
Now, on press conference, no one dialogue with tolerance.
I don't speak for them. And I've got my chairman for the
Mr. Chairman, you have wow.
I am a chairman game, but for 224 for which I game.
Boy, hey, I find your marking for majority leader. Hey, politics. Politics.
benevolent dictatorship bro ya na person the cop.
Oh, there be me fan cop parliament. I rarely hide my biases.
I know.
I very rarely hide my biases.
I know.
Afenyo is young, dynamic, and exciting. Drink deep or taste not.
I don't think
No,
so.
at this point, don't let's go into the personality of a.
Hey, man, he's a guy who can take that leadership.
Well, his party may agree or disagree.
Yeah, they may agree or
But
disagree.
Kabila says it's not about the party.
Alote.
I mean,
Those attributes, fine.
Fine. Is it party? Party for no other
paying the baby Zenim. Men can sama or imply whether directly or indirectly. There will be no what the man. We should avoid that. Yes.
Or they can campaign team in. A very strong battalion. Before on the 41st battalion.
I for one Asamaba. Braswa Jampo Semenkancho, they tell Alote Jacob, I say it's not a true fancy man. He is a guy man. He should leave me alone.
Mix.
Hey, Abdul Malik Kwekubako. And now a long distance panelist. Distance education. It's only or a distance panelist. Kwekubako says, what you just said about Afanyo Makin has my vote. Kweku vote to power.
There are two words that underpin consensus building.
Métier.
Sincerity and tolerance.
Sincerity and tolerance.
Uncle Lute Akodin Komo. Uncle Tumifo. Say, Yeba studio ha, the way any minister kasa no you only penny, you need kasa them. Matter say. Then I come here. In reference to that matter, Uncle Lute makes a point. Then my you do that. Yeah. It's a breach of confidence and faith. Two, minister. I also any kwabna kasa the way she as in unya kakra ba topo kakra. Oh, clean. You don't tolerate other views. It doesn't help. And to the mesre nyina say, you kasa consensus na. Ye man no kredie ene ahobrase ayedi afofo asem enimu akotene we dey adwenkyere.
No kredie. Anape, I've seen the issue come on.
This matter. The scheme of the party, that's not an issue. Yeah, young piano.
But
in the meantime, Openyi be a friend Ora Francis Obo. Anape Kokrokoo Charities say yadase what the kakrabe to yensem say ebabe tu kwan yefa entonsio ewo kwan so enti yadase Ora Francis Obo makase nyame aduma next weekend yebeko ho.
How is the name spelled?
OBOH.
Yeah, Jaba friend Obo.
Obo. Okay, Francis Obo. Enti ya kase nyame aduma next weekend. Yebeko ho government hospital near Kwakwebi. Professor Ransford Jampo, Nana Hesi Ojiri says to ask you, Ransford Jampo has abandoned his Equiapim lineage, right? Okay.
No.
When we will deal with him at Latte Junction.
As I mentioned, I don't go who
yes. Now,
this regionalistic. More than one region.
For a patrolina.
In your patrolina.
Yes.
I see.
Inti. Say Latte's Guan. We are happy to hear from our distant education panelist Kwekubako. ask him when is he returning to the studio.
I'm sure they like the way he has been voting.
PKK in Tamale, I'm sure you like the way he votes.
Overvoting.
This one says, by the way, let's remember Kweku Baako and Afanyo Makin are related. Okay. Kweku, what's the CCI overvoting?
Overvoting. Trump overvoting.
Ransford Jampo response. Oh, Alote. Oh no, I am like Alote Jacobs. I am Fanti and Latte at the same time.
Yo.
So then I have
Prabhu Street in on that to know about Kwamanta on what?
But
please tell Kweku Baako. Kweku Baako has voted 3 times. I'll tell you. Kweku Baako has voted 3 times.
Yes.
We should investigate him. The verification device is in place. Dan Bekai, Kweku Baako was our watcher.
He jumped the verification machine.
He jumped the verification machine. Kwame, there are no cracks in the amongst the majority MPs and the party leadership, or between the majority MPs and the party leadership. What I foresee was lack of communication. Joe Weiss and his colleague MP should have adopted that. Lamte King Rashid, Temagov City roundabout. I have seen the Wisu Kumo, but it's left with the Bungams. So I'll go to Kwame Duncan to Bungams me. Kwame on the table also election 2024.
Yeah.
Baumia names campaign team, Down Boche campaign chairman, Kufuor special advisors. Electoral Commission postpones November elections, but also main focus. Baumia.
Yeah.
Me too.
Man pay Mendas Sonko there ma the pen a being says the Abba de Guana Serara. We feel can see the way you may Uguda was Magana for no panda Kwame.
Okay.
Obama do papa there. And before Anasana Baumia Gina Simpindo UPSC. Nanche Dodona che wa 200 segu yum. The man near Pacha there in the Dasa. Kwame. Baumia Yanwo 7th February. Ode ya kadmam ka bi kwenyim papa. Watchers of democracy were very, very excited. Kwame, the OC 7th February. Mosa the in there. After all, this country was not at its wit end. This country. Na dodua why being there ya pem. Na bia adwen foforo a wode yade ma yetum yade kwanyim onyi ho bi on. Ba omia che bobi there look. Da yetum sa yesesam yade foforo ba ma yade kwanyim. Omba he da ma swanche agba akoko. Ma President Kufuor Osha said Baumia is a man of destiny. In the presentation, I saw that Baumia was in an encounter with destiny.
Peace FM.
Apart from being described as a man of destiny, he was also in an encounter with destiny.
And I can tree
No, me chemi there. Them opportunity no yan. Kwan no nyan oye dam 3-hour period ena oye da omani na rehwede no kwa oye sebrensam ya odreba sebra chede bibi nsuma bi a orupeba. And I am telling you, as I watch him on the television, said like it was. He had himself to make or make that 3-hour period.
The destiny of Ghana.
I am telling you, Kwame, that 3-hour period, Baumia was in a certain struggle fight, either to make himself or to make himself. Nana President Kufuor chede, oya shabre nyimpa manyame abonne shabre no oya sonkwa. Onu President Kufuor ahyesena no huni. Indeed, his encounter with destiny, he had an upper hand. Na men say mepin ne kasa no kan yebubum ebasa odikai alote mo ba bem do ye vice president onye ni panyin President Akufo-Addo why ye 2017 ya on my full account na the member na on my account so ejuma oye President Akufo-Addo the chansa osana kwame mbekuyin o chede vice president mama panyin ba mando onye no ye dam na say the say article 6 to say or the vice president or within the had certain councils security councils them mosi between Ora Rollins no Ora Carnity parliamentary amendments mo was sabi mo work now the president representative into the constitution cut that out for the vice president but those amendments came into my work in my president bacha de oye ai mebedechi ejuma me promise onsani into 2017 ejuma abanye da na ma specifically o man pay the shansa no so kwame on your mind me say o kire ne wonu ejuma ni nyina ne mo bi na ai Professor Jampo o tse kasa ni wen I say, I have even become better educated on the uses of digitalization and what digitalization has done for this country. No short PCB or the bay. Nature Kadachi or by a full study. A full study is on Yahoo, my way pay my ba. FBI says, I won't there. BBRI is stabilized or the cream correct. It's
Kwame.
3 legs. The first leg was on man paying a good for 2017 obada on my nanu ejuma weja ba omiata nechi first leg second leg is what the shadow sa digitalization kwame and we put the same mortin so she wonu ma kwame na esrobo na so nya ma se ebubom mamen mokogu yam bi nda wonu ma na chi bo na wanyi man yan kakra na yimpa so mapayin aka this asam do in there I refeel when half him. Na digitalization say a ko a chikakra 7, 8, 10 years ago. In the pia our my kwame na ya struggle. Hey. You go to electricity bill. La ya kokoso. Ya kwa ka NHIS renewal. La na ya kokoso. Ha, ya kwa ka license. La na ya kokoso. Passport kwame me first time I made passport me fi igwe mabadan kra mudu abaya se 2 am mudu 2 am na line over passport office mbabaya otiado it was an encounter part of it that me fight here the kwabiado other region to me original passport office ya men charge euraba ofena shali ayoko boche no so den hihia no sino nyodo in the regions a wonye bi se wo mo homu do a obobo ho ma obo ho me yenya bi kwa me mess mangasa me experience 2 am na mudu passport office na line order ho ebro odumodo e ma me kwa ka fill form was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon 2 am na mko do passport office no it kwa me digitalization na oyo man paying the share ba wo miansa for the past 7 years oba bem ejuma wa ye wa to nya bredo pi atisen dem pi ndem pi atisa kwa mi dani obi me yankwa wa kwa kaje ka wa ka registration na oye wo fa na insurance otina ka no insurance onya mobo pa alote na insurance man reply what program adin dada into obopa na insurance and reply by obi say ne car ne chassis normal obi say car no color obi say no pa no the reply aba pa the reply ni na by say within a matter of 5 minutes no we momo sika odo tua pa na asa hwe ne WhatsApp no don and there was a printing
was
what I want to know. I'm say
Bawomia transfer be more
Bawomia yo deni
Bawomia no de to da
Kwame ne hihye ye Kwame da enchaba for car aboka the risk in traveling emuche ekodu office wa ayi sabio obi a wa kana yodo ko de tena ho a nankasa oil pedwuma osin nso onya adwuma o manusu ba te ma obohwe yim wa ye ni na da me tafasi na ye fi ho or yeah online payment of insurance several areas adwuma ba me ba ya wa ma atete na bra ya fom ni na Kwame in the water and electricity in the akwankwa mama ida boda boto me phone do busumi itika 200 itika 300 Kwame pa metia it just acknowledge payment made say wo fa na chiri wo ma wo bet na chiri ni na Kwame me ba cha ba mena
oh chedo but bedem bisa asemo
bisam
see I am in the places nya what's in that ibenti na oyeza Bawomia onyeza was on kan
Kwame mo na oyema oso on kan ho wa so bi se me twem ye mo na oso on kan ho
what's the old economy pie what's it hey
no
he wasn't in charge he was taking instructions
Kwame na economy no oyema na Kwame economy is about the activities we all do by way of generating income and spending and acquiring property. That is the things we all do together to generate wealth. That is the economy. Kwame, me simple man can't take understanding of economy. It's nothing kunkuntai anyway. What you are doing is part of the economy. You are able to make people hear what others are doing by way of production.
How about cost of living? President Krajatum, the cost of living is high.
Kwame, now you have shifted from the economy. Now that I have at least
cost of living is part of the economy.
Yes, cost of living. No, Bawomia, men chada. No, but the third leg do. First leg about what the government has done 7 years in office. What was assigned him that he has been able to do. Kwame, the fruits. The fruits are all over the place. That today you sit in the comfort of your home. Kwame, you are able to transfer account from your bank account onto your mobile account. You are also able to transfer account from your mobile account to your bank account.
Kwame, I'm in there, Fantin, Brofuno Dawson.
Kwame, what I will medase.
Chado.
Miss Hamicha before.
Chado.
It's the mission saying na Bawomia na da room. Eduma what the chatansa. Third leg. That is the bungam.
Into making the wisu kumo.
Only a wisu kumo.
Now the bungam.
I'm so third leg of person. This is the encounter with destiny. Third leg of professor. Look, this man has given this country
destiny of friend Shebre.
Miss McCatcher, Miss, I watch this man on television. My goodness.
No bungamson.
Bungam. This is bungam. Kwame. Mama Fanfi, who cost of living. That Bawomia doesn't know that. Bawomia was Nibungam third leg. Mauda Momaya, others have been elected close to 1 year now. 1 year now. In terms of their employment, what's about Bongukobu? Now you are to talk Koko Benuko Besiako. Now what Shama Mamma of youth. Now so what we know 24 hours. I could who you are. Nechi Akuko Waton. No way you be Kidago. What form of
Burus?
Boku. But the bottom Boku. That Dana who plan the Bia what's about? Plan the Bia 1 year after election. And no, meba marry name schoolie. Peace from Crampo down here also. Or probably name no in some day FM.
Pocho, yet in Pocho.
I am part of the general policy. You name me. Peace for Bosho Mima. So I say, in the map or powers vested me. Peace have an answer as Mudi FM. Also, policies are there by him. Kwame. Bawumia identified 4 major areas which impact directly. But in the man, onion sons and sunshine war, or yeah, cost of living I can. The man I in mana. It's by food. Motor do your transportation. Motor do your power, energy. Nechi, what will be yeah, 4 of them. Transport, energy, food. Oh, last one. And the man now quite no can. One can kake. This is how he intends to go about them. Odi kind. Oh yeah, it's bana kwame. Oh mama. Cost of living. Mina say ma cost of living na in there. Na asitram ma yade boyan ho bra. Nancha oden jo od the baby a. Yabotum na agaka yabe ma agaka. Cost of living oyada akosoro na mama asitram nti. O mama ya abom no ntumo nyina ye o mama akosoro awon na yebenya wosikasem yada hwe yan da bobran daba no akosoro ba wo mia ni chicha there. Oh yeah, food. And here he places emphasis on agriculture. Kwame adopt technology and data and large-scale farming. Private sector will take full advantage in that area. Production of food. Now, not just production of food. Kwame more be also in there. Oh yeah, silos. Oh yeah, warehouses to be able to store these farm produce. All year round, all your irrigation so I can. No baby, or said assassin, or done anywhere, or your lineman. No, this is acidity level in Kwame, or your mission to ensure there is about some agent Hanado.
Obviously, the 4th one is rent accommodation.
Beautiful housing. Madasipi, listen to some other way. Kwame, it is a ye if you are more trouble, or your energy. Kwame, them, you mean. Adekwa on her household. Yeah, enyinam kanyina nebo no kosra amanfo tete. Ento mama sika ento de wodi bibi fofren na wodi tu enyinam kanyina. Oman pan na bedechi nyoma kasa oje tum da adekwa ha yanyina. Kwa bia do say ye na dom masoba odi da hodi na boko. That by the end of 4-year term, and this is the more reason why if we go to the polls, he's the person we need to cast our ballot for. So for others, they cannot make such a pledge because for them, if they ever want, it's going to be just 4 years. It's a more pen or by it. But when by the close of the first term, in the energy mix of the 2,000 megawatts of solar energy, quite solar energy on your data and along that line, more in there. Or your solar panels or by zero rated. Taxa order do bia obeye fido mma mama enyinam kanyina o mama bu koso ma affect cost of living ye beye fio mo tro do bio Kwame housing no so dey share in there and alote you know JL properties.
Yeah,
these are the persons Bawumia is going to collaborate with.
No, is see more house.
Oh, see more house now only just for the middle and upper levels.
But for the ordinary.
If I say a worker, or your work could turn on a deal basic, or your work could turn by March, I want to be training by a period of 10-15 years. Not today. So, young medical pensioner, it was near academy. JL Properties and the others are the ones Bawumia is going to collaborate with.
And we are prepared for it.
Exactly. And I'm not sure it's only JL Properties. All others are. We now see.
But JL Properties,
fantastic.
For it.
It's quite me. Say yes, no sir. They the high then rent and the cost and the impact. But we merely the mention share me the margin now. But no so. Oh yeah, cost of living. Them component and so. Well, before it is the last one. Oh yeah, transportation. What is his plan? Kwame, his plan is that as much as possible. Yesterday or so, either yesterday or Wednesday, Monday, you were talking about electric cars. Mm-hmm. It is the order of, or it is the emerging trend today
in the world.
Electric cars. Kwame, electric cars. Oh yeah, the on mama maintenance, on mama cost of operating a vehicle, on cost of farm. Maybe also the double advantage in there. them oil emission carbon dioxide na carbon monoxide na sulfur dioxide na nikekekwa on say oil environmental mama the your friend mama we are the issue impo friend
climate
change
but there's global warming mama global warming the other advantage of them electric cars introduction is that whilst we are reducing costs in transport operation na ya shadow environment so kwame now then original nado e man dem suta o send them pin yetum ye twado but beyond that also kwame me da mpemfuru bam ma ohia m kase say ye babuna say ye babuna. Your future is Bawumia. Your future is Alaji Dr. Bawumia. Baboon, how is he going to deal with them? First and foremost, Ada offer national service. Bawumia thinks that it's no longer a policy which must be couched under a certain mandatory scheme. And say your school, never say a word director. Bawumia say, your national service are well and good for the country, but national service compulsory after all. There those times where it was required, there will be outdoor national service. I'm sure we have overlived or we have outlived those times. And to say you Ecuador, no more here in there. Kwame, also by the close of 2028, we will train as many as 1 million young people, 1 million in IT skills. In all your software developing, after that they will be employable across the entire globe, not just the country. It's quite me. So in Shishaya, Owura Bawumia 7th February, encounter with destiny, and he had an upper arm. In fact, indeed, he clearly showed, and God was on his side, that this is the man this country must go with. On 7th December 2024. Emma Oboshe Maumai ne Kanko. Not those who have been elected a year after and they are just run around and all of that. Kwame says yes, it is fullness alongside emptiness. It is future against the past. It is forward against backward. These are the things which confront us in the decision we make on 7th December 2024. Me mama wale yimi film. Mama yimi mwe film. Sa kwafu bi da ha. No ba sa ba. Iti kwa mi. Listen them.
Intended man stop.
Stop him. Ja last week man patwa. Incha melani wo room. This go I say this I say kafu kakra. It's about this ya.
James Kwabena bon fe me ba so enche bia but ye mame bako ye say yemfa we entwem ye dini na wo tweda oba panyin Esther Inti ta friend grandmom ye ma busu nyina shedding oba panyin Esther Inti ta friend grandmom ya wada ebe ayo china Thursday 22nd February abrepo esubonten o Pentecost school nachi ye dini na wo tweda ye stress obia mbambe jamie kwabrem
well chairman general me that's
kwabna general
nicknames there what me do how Osha say Monday tormentor chairman general
Kara
ai minister Abrobro Swanti time chairman general number 1 me born tofa vice president campaign team no our power no solid nipa dua 9 na metie din no hwe kinkan mu na me say wow aduanan no na me dototo ne vision statement no ye a o ka say o de asoafo be say aduonum ene betimi abu man na me ka say ene wa sha ase o if he say o national campaign team na o de nipa aduanan ene ekwakoya
ono ka 141
ono ka ho no so ono yan kan no ka ho
okay. He's the chairman of the.
What I mean, he is leading.
He is a man.
Handy.
Combat 41.
One body.
combat 41.
Eti enipa dodo adia.
Maybe there was 41 BN, 41 battalion.
Yeah, Chairman General Anti, I don't know here, but the number 40 no, significant to me. And in there number anan, embodiment of the nation in the traditional society, no.
The fullness.
On him, yes, the fullness of it.
Yes.
On him, yes, one apakamua ne corners anan no. Jina homa omamunu nyina. Enti yeso on hene a your mind no na yaso ano. Na fenso so wo hwese na no before obeye ni team yi na nipa dodo a ode wo mo ensem dodo a ode ye ni vision statement no. Kwame na ye aduowatwe 80 words ni vision statement na say wo paragraph 110. Kwame na the description of it a bold, all-encompassing and forward-looking vision.
A bold, all-encompassing, forward-looking vision.
That's what it is.
I tell you, Kwame.
And what at the center of it is humanity. Now, Chairman General, the highlight of it for me, our paragraph 165.
What's it saying?
Kwame, some of can one mono a tetia. A tifia semna one mono a care for the vulnerable and special needs. And I'm say hona medician pompon so e could do. And who ya me pana chairman general meka hoki to say I want to build a nation that cares for and invest in the vulnerable like persons with disability, the aged, street kids, lepers, cerebral palsy patients, etc. in cooperation with the faith-based institutions and private sector. I will suggest to him, say, traditional society. They have a key stake in this.
And even traditional healers.
Yes, the traditional society includes these healers. Yes. My government will also focus on special needs. Now, Chairman General said, to start with, we will recruit 1,000 special education teachers and retrain teachers on how to work with children with special needs.
That's your forte.
We will also train more speech and language therapists and occupational and behavioral therapists. The first and so far only World Disability Report in 2011 said something very sad about Ghana.
Almost
108. As at the time, not any single occupational therapist trained in this country.
Wow.
Now, Kwame, I have a child with developmental delay. And I've come through almost all the institutions in Accra here. The National Assessment Center, the condition under which they are working. Yes, you have people who are trained, but do not say yenti mean show womu yenti on the expertise eko. On Maya, Kwame or Guinea, the most vulnerable your Maya yes or yes civil. Professor John Henry Clark in Okana 1991 or say, Chairman General, society is measured by how it takes care of its most vulnerable, the aged and the very young. And Ambassador Rycroft, UK Permanent Ambassador to the UN, on also 2015, and Oka say, the way a nation takes care of its persons with disability shows and demonstrates the humanity within the nation. And the material penibia or kasa or this handsome ye anymore, and Chairman General, from my study of about 5 years to produce a PhD thesis, I came to the conclusion that disability discussion is considered an afterthought. Until we bring it to the front burner. Timothy Papa is a vision statement, 174 paragraphs. One paragraph or a thematic area was devoted to that, and I'm saying, wow. Now, Chairman General, it free and now say on one day leading the campaign. The attribute back one a year man of pa a year Brassier. But on you saw Brassier ye. On you saw Brassier ye copy say. As I said, or na Brasianema or Timmy dance so I will not someone or canon. Now, so a young centranema one more Ebeka Samano to both the message and the messengers. That humility must pervade. And no America minister, Moon Kamanintie, feedback is very important in exhibiting that attribute of humility. Adana Mobabe launchy any Ghana football be shy. Kwame Krano Kofa Baye, Chairman General.
Then
Said that
that was Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes. Occasion. Feedback,
Nigeria, yeah.
Feedback is the heartbeat of communication. Mutu anamo bi na se moti feedback. Feedback no, mumfa in good faith na mumfa nyadwuma. A bit is no pay the ya can say mumma dialogue.
And so on this point, what is your point?
My point is that the manifestation of humility must incorporate feedback.
No,
leave it there.
Relative to that day.
Yes, that day. No, that
the football.
But nipa tie there.
But the entire country.
Chairman General. On
7 February.
Mami.
Na monkaje kwam na sesi we aka me 10 minutes.
Chairman General.
Enti a usu we na me fa ko alotio.
The people on the top no. Ubunya solid team any a well couched message sana. Weak point back one made the the tendency to create enclaves. I bet me a trigger turf war.
Come na baby sat nas nye den.
Don't want okukuda ma wo do campaign anim. San kukuda no wan hwe yi a e be say me nim dodo ana we nim dodo enti ese say otimi ema enkitamudie e ba ma omu nyina to mo ase say obi ani won mo no nko ne modern bo ebe so ani a chen say won mododo nyina aka bom e modern bo.
They themselves must have it at the back of their mind.
They touch bi okwame ese say o kan hunu say bre a wom yi no eniema nan bi won anim or ho kwan say mechanical protocol mu to repair the breach, repair the damage, restore confidence and regain public trust. Omanya mini na nim kan. Na me de Psalm 144. There are only 10 verses there. On kan ni na especially verse 5 no. Say obi e ka asem kyerɛwa tie na fa kwa adwemu na wankasa tu anamo a Nyankopɔn ema wakwankyerɛ sɛ Peace FM kama gina me das
Alote yampon
Amen.
weja
Again when them is there your combat 41. Na Bawumia is a serious candidate. Nika say Governor Bonfe aka wansam.
Osen
Onyimpa na sitrim Oyimpa nimpunti Oyimpa na brabo is the reason why he's contesting as a presidential candidate for the MPP, and for which reason I'm also supporting him and will vote for him. Kwame
Alote,
he is a very serious candidate.
Serious, very.
Sure. But if any campaign team be that in our political in Ghana, be do even involving former president and current president as his advisory team.
And the Kufado also had it. The Kufado had Kufo as
I mean, the time in baby.
I know baby. Okay.
Sijala, I'm going to party.
na oh baby also also go for those shoe sizes. Me really feel that. Also white cambu no.
Also wala. No, also white cambu na me this guy be babuna my. Mami. Also there campaign team and coordinating campaign coordinating team na kasa.
That's why then.
Only chairman.
Nancheri campaign na.
Oh, Moba.
He's a leader of his
from CPP, from now CPP Abredo. When we also by easy take your own destiny into your hands. That makes him a very serious candidate. Nenyima, why involve all knowledgeable people wabwa were on the party to be part of his campaign team? Kwame, Also there, Nangasa Beye chairman, assisted by the vice presidential candidate. I'm hoping Dr. Amachu Puku Pempe, the national chairman, the general secretary, and all regional chairman. Well, come on, some and all regional chairmen involving all the regions. Into all, say as a presidential candidate, Obatrawa, ni regional chairman.
What's what will be?
What will be? No, what for dream? Why then NASA phone one rocket or go space? That team is like the NASA rocket going to Mars. Nenima, what's an advisory team? Wafa, if you want to wafa one, we'll go to them coordinating committee. No for personalities like Elizabeth Ohini. I'm there, Ghana. Yeah, journalism, you can't take him out. You can't take her out. She's prolific, well known. Ni writings in Uncle School that boy was at the glass agasia or your tiki, a friend of book.
Conclave.
Convex lens.
Is it convex? Tikuani.
Concave.
Moi.
Tikuani, I want to won
Lens.
Lensy, thick lensy. No wood to Elizabeth, your child back and and she speaks to facts and truth. And see, in your imported them. Nah, what's a mewuzuka can. Then you have a team. Then you are a serious person who want to take over the reins of government. Nah, Mami from up I
obviously, Mr. Nepedeka, the magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass.
Okay.
Well, I'm go school than the glass is able to map with it. Robert Joyce, I can.
Pacho, Auntie Joyce, on your rabadamo, or a mammy pain.
Oh, I mean, you know, Mammy pain.
Ni rabad this week.
Now,
but still, I know we are
now, fancy. And fancy for more than what won't fancy over for a rubber. What's
That's quite about pair.
Okay. Now, so a sweet caca.
Alote.
Now, what can I sweet?
Pacho, mammy pain, your class.
Sweet Butumaya as so.
Coenim.
Neja Chechimi.
Major money.
Jawanya Macabo. Alote.
I'm also happy there. I Benji, Dennis Miracle Abaji, Yeah, Charlie. She only the current. In the current. Me now go programs are now. Oshego back. Aya, Ogwanu's new person who are compressed the Kakanti. Kogun is not also. He also speaks to facts. And see, when you have a team like this, nation most will break down. And why there a speed train? And new coaches, extra team a dish at the bar. Then if I mean, I would have wished there Samuel would have been the campaign manager, but now so a contest in the constituency. May wish.
And your bad.
Please.
Mamma Kabi.
Please.
My Kabi can take it.
Please. It's your party.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Emmy or
Messi.
Oh, just 1 minute. This one is allowable. My come platform is there. Ada already in your compa your parliamentary elections. Papa.
Oh, Njama put number
yes. Inti Sami Ukunu
contest.
Oh, Mamma can't. Yes, but the point is this. FM. On no more here, pa there. we must get the MP, the parliamentary candidate to focus more in order to maximize votes.
I agree with you.
Say you oh, no one is the your backyard. No messa. We push for the presidential. And see, all such places, especially Ashanti region, when win our potential parliamentary candidate. Please, my man found to hear me there. Oh, he had the yes. Oh, yapa.
I'll say, Yana, sir, there.
Yeah.
Mate,
may I a bit specific? The FA or ni attributes and virtues. Otum was a rally masses. Into no more there. Say Samia who here manager.
That is where he has nothing on his hands.
That
will be the person who go for
the same thing that I said.
Because you are going back to the same thing.
In check. Only in check. Oh, mammy. And see, Kwame. Aba ifaka bosu wa yade wa bua papia. But adikwa amede bese downstream structure. Downstream organogram na why only that they should open up. They should open up. Sabi Kwame wo platform the obi bakan ko sesempo a wonti. Oya. Pa there be we all is set. And the doors should be opened. Only there close and open. And close and open back na get there. They are of no use. No, were important. Yeah,
okay.
On set, on fata. In this period of time where we are almost close to election time.
So they patch all hands on deck.
All hands on deck. Kwame, Mazame.
Alote Jacobs, Bernard, Medas, and pay.
Peace FM.
Kwame na Duncan and that man stopping into the new AJ. Because Anope Kwame na Duncan not only saw the Wisu Kumo, he also had the Boongams. If I inform me down as an
because of the books.
11 in the morning, Wednesday. And Freeman says we're listening to you live on the way to Osu. Have a good drive. Once again, thank you, Mr. Francis Obo. The next news broadcast is at 12. Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. I leave you with my favorite in the Bible, or from the Bible. My prayer for you this morning and always is in Numbers 6, 24 to 26. It says, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive is all you have. And as always, when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. Shouting out to you, Koju T and the family in New Jersey. God bless. Good morning.